What's going on, YouTube world and YouTube tribe? Welcome to the night one of WrestleMania review. The night one, the Bible count set a high standard, high bar. It was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. There was some things I was just like, huh? I mean, not, it wasn't bad, but just, huh? And I'll get to why. So, I think they had a pre-show. The pre-show was basically just nothing but video packages and interviews, as you thought it would be. But the first match they started with, which was Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs versus the Usos for the Smackdown Tag Team Championships. And this match, by all accounts, was a good match. It wasn't a bad match. They put on superb. I want to say almost superb. It was just the only reason why it wasn't because it was hindered by a real life injury. Rick Boogs went to go do. He did a spot where he was about to. He had. I think he had Jay on his shoulders. It was Jimmy or I think it was Jay, and then Jimmy came in and tried to jump on his shoulder. It was supposed to be like he tried to get Jay off, but he ended up on his shoulders too. And as Rick Boogs went to go try to do the strong man, spot where he got both of them on his shoulders, his knee buckles or his leg buckles, and he's in pain. He can't stand on, can't walk. He has to tag Shinsuke. I thought it was a work, but it was actually a legit injury. I thought. Well, no, you know what? I take that back. I didn't think it was a work. I thought it was a legit because I thought he had like a Triple H thing. Because as you remember a long time ago, when Triple H blew out his knee when he did a spine buster, I thought it was something like that. So, he's basically was out. He was just basically he was out of the ring being tended to, and Shinsuke had to go at it alone, and the Usos ended up picking up the victory using the 1D. They told us that they would give us an update on him later on in the night, which we got, and he had a torn quad. He tore his quad. That's a pretty serious injury. So I expect him to be out for quite a bit. But yeah, I wonder. It makes me wonder what the finish would have been had he not tore his quad. Because I wonder if it was still always planned for them to win, which make me think that Roman might. Cause it would look weird for them to win and Roman not win tomorrow. So it look like Roman is going to win tomorrow, which I hope he don't. I don't want Brock or Roman to win, but I wish it was somebody else new that need to push. But it is what it is, and I think they're going to have Roman win and become the unified champion. But that's tomorrow night. So yeah, the Usos retain. The next match will be Drew McIntyre versus Baron Corbin. And this was actually a pretty decent match. I'm not gonna say it wasn't. It was a pretty decent match. You had Moss up there. He ended up distracting Baron Corbin for a minute, but Baron Corbin hit end of days on Drew McIntyre, and he kicked out. So making Drew McIntyre, I never even noticed that, but Drew McIntyre is the first person to kick out of Baron Corbin's end of days. The match was good, and he ended up Drew McIntyre ended up picking the victory using the Future Shot DDT and the Claymore, and he is your winner. Moss tried to attack him, but he had a sword, and he cut through two ropes of the ring ropes, and he was he was trying to slice him, but Moss jumped off the ring, and he ended up slicing through two ropes, almost sliced through all three. But yeah, that was a little fun thing. So then we move on to the third match, which is Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio versus The Miz and Logan Paul. This is the first not surprisingly, a little bit surprising. Not all the way surprising, a little bit, but was still what was surprising about it was that Logan Paul actually looked it good. I was full on thinking I was going, when I do this review, that I was gonna say, oh, Logan Paul was horrible and he looked like he needed more time, and no, he actually held his own. He actually looked good. He looked good. He did the Three Amigos on Rey Mysterio, and he looked it good. So I'm like, not bad. He looked it good. But yeah, they had a good match. And then this was like the first swerve of the night for me, was that, oh, wow, okay. No, I thought Ray and Dom was gonna win, but no, The Miz and Logan Paul won clean. They celebrated in the ring, but then The Miz returned on Logan Paul and hit him with a Stone Crusher finale, probably setting up a future match between the two. We move on to the next match, which was by far, to me, out of all the matches of tonight, easily the match of the night, which was Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch. This match was like, as in one of Becky Lynch's old catchphrases, straight fire. It was a good match, man. They went back and forth. See, the thing I loved about this match is what we should have gotten at SummerSlam was that, you know, Becky did a callback. They all had the people who, everybody who had I like to say this too before I forget. Everybody who had a special entrance, not everybody had a special entrance, but the people who did, their special entrance was killer. I love everybody's special entrance. Yeah, but Bianca Belair started off the match by going, do it like you did to me, and Becky was like, I'm not faulty for that because that's where I pulled on you. So she just hit Bianca and tried to hit her. You know, they went back and forth, reverse and stuff, but she actually hit Bianca with the manhandle style or the rock bottom, and she kicked out. So then they actually had a match. Becky was beside herself when she kicked out because she thought it was going to be over like that. But they actually had a full match. Now I'm like, see, this was what I was talking about. Had they done this at SummerSlam, I kind of would have been okay with her beating Bianca. But had they done this at SummerSlam, this was good. This was good. This is what you're supposed to do with Becky and Bianca. They put on a straight fire match. That match was awesome. That was, like I said, hands down easy, the match of the night. And they tore the house down. Reversals, great moves after great moves. Bianca using the disarmor, and it was just reversals and pins. It was a good back and forth match. But in the end, Bianca would hit the kiss of death or the KOD, and she is now your new Raw Women's Champion, making, if you go by how they was telling the story, making Bianca the first person to beat Becky Lynch for the Raw title, because she said she never really lost the title. So she's the first person she won that title to beat her for that title. Yeah, like I said, hands down easy, the best match of the night. So there we get to another good one. We get to the next match, which is Seth Rollins versus the mystery opponent. So, for those who haven't watched it, Seth Rollins did his entrance first. He had like a chord. He had like a church choir like people, and they were just doing his song. They were just doing like how the crowd do go, oh, 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 oh. And they did that as he was coming out. Then his actual song came on, and he got in the ring. So I like that how he had like I would like to say, Ric Flair like roll bar. So anyway, he's in the ring. He's waiting. He's like, come on, who is it gonna be? And then come on, and then he finally takes off the jacket and throws it over to the guy who's coming to get it, and boom, fireworks go off, and it's the Fiend. The Fiend is back in WWE, And I mean, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. No, I'm joking. It wasn't the Fiend. It wasn't the Fiend. It wasn't the Undertaker. It was. You ready? The American Nightmare himself, Cody Rhodes. Now we all, if you've been following like how I've been following it, you know the backstage rumors. You already knew that it was possibly, it was 90% guaranteed that it was going to be Cody Rhodes. Maybe it was going to be like Undertaker or Sandman, man. We heard these other rumors, but it was most likely going to be Cody Rhodes. And it was Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, not only did they debut him as the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, it was the full on AEW. Like they didn't do like a WWE version. Like they kept his song and everything. He was full on American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Direct, everything was AEW. So basically, his whole entrance was AEW, and it was like, ha, he's on our side, and he's doing your entrance for us now. And they had a great match. This maybe not even though I say great, it wasn't the match of the night great, because when I say a match is match of the night, that's on a whole another level than just being a great match. But they had a great match. I love that he did a whole little Stardust thing. He did like a little cartwheel and went, he was trying to, basically saying that's dead, vindication from that. But they had a nice little match, and surprisingly, after a couple of crossroads and a little tribute to his father, he pulled out the victory over Seth freaking Rollins. Then what I thought was the main event turned out to be I'll say the co-main event, but it was the sixth match of the night, which was Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair for the Smackdown Women's Championship. And it was a doozy of a one. Now, Becky Lynch and them set the standard for a match of the night. And some of the matches following that was kind of sort of living up to it. Seth Rollins' match kind of sort of tried to live up to that. But this match did not. It was weird. Like, it was good for a moment, but then it got weird. But it got back good, but then the decision they made of who won the match was weird. Because I don't know, it was weird to me because I was for sure that Charlotte was losing, and no, she ends up. They did one of those angles where basically Ronda beat Charlotte like so many times in this match. She made her tap out. She had her pinned. But it was just like all these fake outs, and then I think Ronda like hit Charlotte, or Charlotte like she sidestepped and Charlotte hit the referee, and the referee was down. And that was another time she had Charlotte like tapping, but the referee was down, so she tried to get the referee up, and then Charlotte would big boo her and pin her 1, 2, 3, and retain the SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, I was told by somebody that I'm in this wrestling chat, group chat with, that this is probably because that Ronda pretty much being on the road was getting to her a little bit. So maybe they didn't want to put the title on her because maybe they feel like she probably was going to leave again. I don't know. But I felt like it was a waste of a build-up if you was about to have Ronda pick up the title. That means that all that pushing that you want her to come back, you could have gave that to Toni Storm. You could have gave that to somebody else, and they could have had the greatest moment on WrestleMania stage by beating Charlotte and becoming champion. But you put it on Ronda, then you don't even give Ronda the belt. So I don't know what y'all doing with Charlotte. But 9 times out of 10, that means that the next time Charlotte defends her title, she's most likely going to lose that title. Usually that's how they do it when a champion retains at WrestleMania. They usually lose the title the next time they defend it. So then we got the Kevin Owens show, right? And the Kevin Owens came out. He talked about Texas and doubled down on the fact that he hates Texas and why Texas suck. And then he told them, like, y'all are probably anticipating on me bringing down Stone Cold. He said, no, I'm bringing down Stone Cold. When I get ready to bring down Stone Cold, this is my show. But Stone Cold's music hits. He comes out, do his entrance. He, pops with the crowd. He walks down the ramp, goes back and get his ATV. Then he does like several loops around the ring, gets in the ring, and they actually sit down for a minute for the KO show, and they had a talk, and they really did just sit there for a minute. It was just like, this really was going to be just Kevin Owens and them talking, bantering with each other back and forth about why one person said why Texas is good, while the other person said Texas is bad, and then. But no, Kevin Owens finally revealed, you know what? I do have nefarious means for bringing you down here. Because I kind of tricked you. Because I didn't bring you down here just to actually really have the Kevin Owens show. I actually brought you down here because I actually want to challenge you to a match right here, right now. As a matter of fact, I want to challenge you to a no-holds-bars match. And he said, but we know with your hurt back, he said with your bad knees and bad neck and all that, you was bad then, you probably worse now, and you can't even say nothing because you can't beat me, so get your butt out of my ring, and stuff like that. But Stone Cold responded by saying, I had my first match here in Dallas, Texas, and wouldn't it be cool or nice or whatever to have my last match here in Dallas, Texas. And then he did his usual. If you want to see Stone Cold Steve Austin have his last match in Dallas, Texas, give me a hell yeah. And the crowd went crazy saying hell yeah. And he said, I can't hear. I said, give me a hell yeah. And they said, they did it again. And he said, give me a referee down here. And it was on. And it was legit. So this legit became the main event. The main event of the night was Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Kevin Owens, and they did their thing. I was concerned when I really saw that they was about to do this. I'm like, Stone Cold can't take these bumps. What y'all doing? Hold on, wait. I didn't think I was really gonna do it, but they did. They really full on had a match. I thought it was just gonna be like, okay, they ring the bell and Stunner 1, 2, 3, Stone Cold won. I thought they was gonna do something like that. No, they had a full-fledged match. And I was just like, holy crap. Stone Cold is taking bumps. He took a German suplex on concrete. They brawling. He's taking all these bumps. And I'm just like, oh my God. He looks good. He looks good. And it was a good match. I mean, in the end, Stone Cold would hit the Stone Cold Stunner. Beat Kevin Owens 1, 2, 3, hit him another stunner, and some great old Texan police officer took Kevin Owens out the ring. Stone Cold celebrated like Stone Cold could, even inviting Byron Saxton into the ring for a beer, knowing that Byron Saxton was just a sacrificial lamb to get another Stone Cold stunner. And Stone Cold could now ride on to the sunset, knowing that this time now, instead of his last match being in a losing match to The Rock, it was in a winning match against Kevin Owens. With all that being said, I would give this night one of WrestleMania, I would give it a 9 out of 10 big ups because this was a great show. Besides the little weirdness with the Sergeant Flair match, everything else I enjoyed. I even enjoyed Drew McIntyre and Baron Corbin. I enjoyed everything. And it was just like, unfortunate with Rick Boogs, but still, for what it was a good match. Everything was enjoyable. I enjoyed the Cody Rhodes return. It was a good match. I didn't want to say this. I enjoyed Logan Paul. But let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this night one of WrestleMania. If you enjoyed this review video, then you hit this button right there in the upper right corner for all my WWE reviews. And if you enjoy this review so much you want to support the channel, all you gotta do is hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification, hit the notification button, and do all those great things because it helps me bring you more videos like this. And as always, hit any one of these videos for more of my amazing content, but don't go anywhere. I got night 2 and some reactions coming your way. Peace.